For this night shoot, I wanted to try something a little bit different and use 3 different light sources for each different set that I'm about to photograph. So for the first set, I used off-camera flash. I used the FJ80 along with the FJ200. Then I wanted to compare it and see what I could get using the Ice Light 3, which is a really cool portable handheld light source. And then for the last setup, I decided to use the L60B, which is a fantastic continuous light. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to do this is I wanted to try something a little bit different, have a little bit of fun, but I often get the question, well, what's the difference between using speed lights, using continuous lights, and what are the results between the two? So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I apologize up front. The audio throughout this whole photo shoot was a little bit off, but I still made it work, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. For this first setup, we're gonna be using off-camera flash. And for my key light, I have the Westcott FJ80 speed light, which is fantastic. I love it for night portraits. Now I have it paired with the Click Box Octa 42. Now the Octa 42, the size is fantastic. The bigger the modifier, we get softer light. So that's gonna add beautiful light here on Debonair, lighting her up as my key light. Now to add separation, I added a second light. I have an FJ200 over here with a Click Box 1x3, and what you'll see is that I have a grid. Now the reason why you want to get a grid, and I always think it's important, anytime you can get a modifier with the grid, get it, because it's super, super convenient. What this is going to do is that it's going to direct the light right at Debonair here, and I just wanted to add a nice edge light. Sometimes without the grid, the light spreads out too much, and what can happen is sometimes it can light up the nose in unwanted areas, or just add too much light into the scene that we don't want. One thing to keep in mind when you're using off-camera flash is that the flash will freeze the subject. That's the difference between using strobes and continuous lights. You can get away with using slower shutter speeds and be able to then freeze the subject with the flash, because think of the flash as like almost like a lightning pulse. It's gonna flash, light up the subject, and then it's gonna disappear, thus freezing the subject. Now, when we use continuous lights in a little bit, you'll notice that I have to be more aware of my shutter speed, because either I can move my camera on accident and then I can get basically unfocused images on accident due to the shutter speed. So just keep that in mind. The things I noticed when I was capturing these photographs is the angle that you shoot can be very important. So because the bokeh is the inspiration here, the perspective, I absolutely love it. Anytime I can get depth, but I noticed when I shot from this angle, all the bokeh kind of just combines into one, and it looks a little bit too blotchy. It's a little bit too much. So I want to separate that by just moving to a slight angle to the left. I still get the depth that I want, but then I introduce more bokeh in the background. So I'm adding bokeh that's really far away, one that's closer to Debonair, and then one in the middle ground. So that just adds a lot of beautiful depth. So anytime you're shooting, try to just take a step to the left or to the right, and it can make a huge impact into your photograph. I fired this photo right here, guys. This is the second shot. We're still using off-camera flash here. It's Debonair. Debonair wanted to do her little cute little, let me get it on this camera over here, on this B-roll camera. Debonair had to get her little cute little thing, right? So I gotta find somewhere where she can do it where it makes sense. All right, go stand next to her. I wanna see who does it better. Let's see. So, let's see, come on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I totally embarrassed myself there. But I had to find a spot that basically made sense, because there were some spots earlier that we're kind of looking at, but it doesn't make sense like in the grass, right? So sidewalk makes the most perfect sense here. We're still doing the same setup that we did back over there. We're doing a cross lighting setup. We still have the FJ80 here, beautiful Octa 42 Click Box, and then we have the grid with the 1x3. All I'm looking for here is beautiful color, man. When you're in Christmas time, look for that bokeh, guys, and then you gotta pair it with a nice high focal length lens. So I'm using a 135 lens right now, shooting it at 1.8, just getting that beautiful creamy bokeh. I find that the 135 or an 85mm works best for nighttime portraits. So we're gonna go ahead and get some photos here, and let's rock and roll. 2 and 3. Now for this series, I absolutely had to get a full body shot because Debonair wanted to do that little cute little kick up as we saw. I definitely had to move further back because of the higher focal lengths, and this shot, man, by far was one of my favorites so far from this session. I'm gonna show you what the lighting looked like with just the ambient, me then adding the key light, what does the rim light look like by itself, and then what it looks like when we combine all of the elements. All right, now that we've got the flash setup shots already done, I want to now use continuous lights, but specifically we're going to use the Ice Light 3s. We're going to use 2 of them possibly, maybe 1, but I'm going to show you how awesome and easy it is to set these guys up. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up. These are the RGB versions. What I love about this light, this is like my go-to light for content creation, because you get this little cool battery handle. So boom, I can instantly then just pop this guy on, turn it on, and without needing any extra cords, I can rock and roll. So right now I have it set to blue, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the barn doors. The barn doors are essentially gonna allow me to control the light spread and kind of like the grid that we were using with the flash. So that, real quickly, I already got that set up. Now I am gonna set it up to bicolor. I might end up using one with color, but for the key light for sure, it's gonna be set to bicolor. And there we go. And now the last thing I really need to do is, in order to attach this to a light stand like we have here, I'm gonna use this little bracket here. And in the back of the Ice Light, there are these little knobs here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten that guy up. And already, nice and quickly, I've already got this set up. We can rock and roll. This is an easy like handhold. Like if I had an extra person to assist me, I could do that. I don't have anybody because I don't have any friends.
He really doesn't. I'm his only friend.
I don't have anybody else to come today, so I'm gonna use the good old, my best friend that never leaves me is the light stand, right? So I'm gonna use this guy, and there we go. We're rocking.
The light stand was Eli's best man at his wedding.
I don't know if you heard that, but Marco said the light stand was my best man at my wedding.
He was standing there right next to him.
So one of the things that I was telling you guys about the importance of the barn doors is, you can see here, I'm able to control the spill here on the floor, right? So this little easy ability to control the light makes a big difference. I mean, I can do this in post-production with a linear gradient, but just being able to do it, already here, it's fantastic. So I'm using this as my key light. One thing to keep in mind, when we were using the Click Box, it was a big light source, it was big, it was gonna give a soft light. Since this is a smaller light source, it's gonna be a little bit harsher, but that's not a bad thing, okay? Keep in mind, you can still get great results with this. So I'm gonna be using the Ice Light here as my key light. I'm gonna use another one as a rim light. That's just my style. I love getting phantom separation. So I'm gonna add a second one back here. Same thing, I'm just gonna direct the light. I'm gonna lower it down just a little bit here. And right now I have this one set to 75%, 5600 Kelvin. This one is at 100%, 5600 Kelvin. So let's see what we get here. One of the things to keep in mind now that we're using continuous lights is that I have to be aware of my shutter speed. You typically want to double your shutter speed, the focal length that you're using. So I'm using a 135. Technically, I would want to double that. Now it depends. Some lenses have in-body image stabilization. Sometimes the cameras have in-body image stabilization. So I'm gonna try my best to hold it as still as possible because I don't want my ISO to get too crazy up. So we're gonna see what results we can get here. 1, 2, and 3. So as I'm setting up for this next shot, we got this kind of like really cool string of rainbow colors. So the goal here is to get obviously the color here, and then kind of mix and match different kind of poses. So I want to get one standing now with this new look that we got here with the Ice Lights. So I'm just trying to get this placed where I think it's gonna look best. And now that she is in full body, I definitely wanna get the barn doors open so I can get the light spread. I am making sure that I'm positioning it where I can get the catch lights. Catch lights for me is super duper important. But dude, the quality of light I'm still getting is freaking still gorgeous here. And sometimes having a little bit harsher light can actually work. It kind of matches the ambient at times. So I'm finding no issues right now with the Ice Light. I think it's looking fantastic. Just looking at these results. And then Debbie, we're gonna turn the node a little bit this way. Right there's good. For the last setup, we're doing a different light. We used flash, we used the Ice Lights. Now we're gonna use the L60B, which is a continuous light. Now the difference between this and an Ice Light is that I can still mount softbox. So what I've done here is I've mounted a beauty dish
Now, in order for me to be able to use this outdoors, I do have a V-mount battery connected to the L60B. So it's basically, in a sense, a wireless setup in the sense that I don't need AC power, right? Now, this is the light that I use for all of my YouTube content. If you've ever seen any of my YouTube videos where I'm shooting inside of my my office or any type of content in my office, this is my key light. Absolutely love this light, but now I'm going to use it for portraits. So going back to the modifier choice, we're using, once again, a different modifier. The first setup, we used a 42-inch Octa box. We used the Ice Light, which is a small modifier, essentially. And then now we're going to use a 24-inch beauty dish here for this setup. All right, now that we're on to the third setup with the L60B, when we saw this Christmas tree, I was like, OMG, got a lot of cool color here. But I didn't want to get her too close to the Christmas tree. In order to create that bokeh separation, you got to have the subject a little bit further away. So once again, we do have the beauty dish here. We got it about loop position. It's set to 70% power. And then, as you guys already know, I love having that rim light. So I did add the Ice Light 3 over here, and it is set to 55%, 5600 Kelvin. So we're gonna get some shots here. I'm really gonna try to concentrate here and try to get a lot of photos from the knees up. I might try some full body shots, but we're gonna see what we can get here. But man, the whole composition here, it looks absolutely pretty stunning. So I'm gonna get some extra photos right here. The reason why, let me just explain why this photo is working. Like, yes, it's the bokeh, that's the obvious thing, but the bokeh in combination with what she's wearing, all the colors work together here. It's just a beautiful color combinations, and they're all complementing each other. So that's a big thing, whether I'm shooting or Marco, who's behind the video. We're always looking for color and how we can incorporate it into our compositions. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3.
Model reaction in real time.
Oh my god, look at that one. Oh my god. Oh my god, that one is perfect. Look.
Puro mentira.
That's what I was telling Marco. I don't know about body. I don't know if I like the full body or the 3/4. What do you like?
Love the full body, but it's
See,
hard to
basics.
choose.
So Debony basically said we don't know what we're talking about.
No, the full body looks awesome. It really does. But I don't know. Both of them are good.
Okay, let's do this. I'll do like
Do a poll.
2 minutes. If we're gonna do a poll also on YouTube, by the way, but let's do about 2 minutes of 3/4 and then 2 minutes of full body, and then we're moving on to the last shot. Okay, guys? What do you think, Debony?
Yes, look at that one.
Perfecto. Let's do
Beautiful.
2 and 2.
One, two, three. Now that you've seen the results using all three setups, let me know in the comments what was your favorite setup from the three. Was it the off-camera flash, the Ice Light 3s, or the L60B? Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one.